Hey, what's up, everyone? This is another edition of the Russian Bot podcast. Today we're going to talk about a controversial issue that Dean Esme, the founder and head of Red Pill Religion, the issues he's gone into with Shannon of the Hue. So tonight, we are going to introduce our guest, Youngblood. Say hi,
Greetings.
Mr. Brass,
Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Brass. Nice to be here.
and the net of the history.
Buongiorno.
All right, comrades. Okay, that's enough of that phony Russian accent. Let's get into this. So as I said before we streamed, give me an overview of what happened between Max and Shannon Q.
Basically, what happened was, in short terms, Shannon posted a picture of a waterfall, like her and Paulogi at a waterfall, because she just picked him up at an airport, and Max just went off on her. Apparently, what I've learned is that he was drunk, and he had asked Buckley for the password for the Red Pill Philosopher account, and Buckley was stupid enough to give it to him.
He probably didn't. He must have not have known of Max's intentions.
Yeah, and he gave Max the password, and Max just was drunk and went off on Shannon with it.
And now, thanks to his stupidity, the Red Pill Religion Twitter is gone now, from what I hear.
Well, a lot of people reported it.
Right, and that I will say, Dean has he has no one but himself to blame for that. I think.
Nah, he doesn't. Like, that was just stupid nonsense that he did. He called Shannon like a whore for. I mean, that's one
Called
thing.
her a thought, skank, slut that would do anything for cash, filthy con artist,
See, that's like
And
really crossing the
and,
barrier.
and revolting excuse for a mother.
Yeah,
oh, that
I
was
thought it was dumb that he was calling her a bigot. Like several months ago. But what he's doing now is like just beyond the off the
And,
great wall.
and what's worse is that it was unprovoked.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. I mean, just her sharing a waterfall, and I know he's probably listening in, saying that, oh, we're white knighting for Shannon Hugh. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to call out bullshit if I see it. It doesn't matter if it's male or female. I did the same thing with I Emanuela way back in 2014. Are you going to accuse me of white knighting, quote unquote, for her? So
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
But yeah, it was just like and I had to just rib on him. Trying to get him to dissuade him and try to get him off on this whole tangent. And that's where the whole age denialist and moon landing hoaxer came into it, like what I said to him.
There was a Moonland hoaxer.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he says that there's evidence for that proposition, and he entertains the idea of the flat Earth, although he's not a flat earther, and I don't know, and it just being
Oh no,
remotely associated with this.
he's told me over Messenger that NASA totally fucking faked the moon landing. Literally his own words.
Max, Max
Yeah,
did.
Max told me on Messenger.
See, we have no association with any of that conspiracy shit.
I know. I
Yeah,
was like, I
Oh, we're
tried to
gonna say
explain
Youngblood.
it to him rationally, but he just didn't want to hear any of it.
What were you gonna say, Youngblood?
Yeah, but I'd say yeah, no. I occasionally look at them because it's sometimes fascinating to see how people get to certain points, but
yeah.
I don't believe any of the conspiracy stuff. At worst, is I don't think the person who is accused of shooting JFK shot JFK, but
I mean,
that's
conspiracies do happen, but not on that level.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
no.
and I think it's fun to discuss conspiracies in an intellectual manner. Their probabilities, but if you're actually getting to the point where you believe them, that's a whole nother planet.
Well,
Yeah, there was some
there's one thing. I
there.
mean, there like he originally started off as just so light with it, like where he was entertaining like his things about politics, which whatever, people have very crazy opinions about politics. I thought nothing of it, but then gradually over time, it just got worse and worse and worse.
Right, and I see. It's one thing to be edgy, because there's a lot of edgy content out there, especially related to like the conspiracy theories. Hence, that's why Alex Jones and Infowars were so popular for the longest time until they were thrown in the digital gulag. But I definitely think that Max is definitely crossing it.
Oh, but
Well, I mean, they were turning the friggin' frogs gay.
that's
Exactly,
one
Brassic.
thing Jones was right about.
But anyway, going back to the main topic here, I see HistoryNet has linked me one of the
Hold on a sec,
the
I'll be
worst
back.
tweets that one of the worst tweets that Max apparently made, which is quote, Shannon lies for money. She's also a revolting excuse for a mother. A good word for her is thought. Capitalize that. A skank who will do anything for cash. I had this filthy con artist on my podcast. There's no bigger slut I've ever seen in my lifetime. What a whore. And even says Dean Esme, February 18th, 2019. Good God, Dean, come on.
Yeah, and another thing is like, he also said, in another tweet about how, because Shannon and I was telling them that what he was doing was unproductive, and he said calling a slut out is productive.
Yeah, but
what were
she's
we
not.
saying?
What were you gonna say, Engine?
What were we saying when I left the room?
I was just gonna. I just quoted the tweet that you linked me on the Discord.
Yeah, and apparently he's on a stream right now with Andrew and them. We love Andrew. We love the rest of them. But he said that I quote, "You're a hate bigot, no better than a Nazi," and I responded to the wrong tweet. "You're also a liar and part of a hate cult, and you probably did something to deserve it, but I shouldn't have called you a slut," unquote. Is that an apology?
Not really. I mean, come on. I mean,
No, not really at all.
Oh my god!
I don't get his Nazi comparisons. I really don't. I mean,
anti-theism is a cult, a pretty
it's
hateful one,
aggressive,
but
and it is. Much of it does borderline on what I call a hate movement. But
and their anti-Christian propaganda is somewhat similar to anti-Jewish propaganda of the Nazis, but they're not comparable. It's
right.
outside of that.
Right.
So,
but yeah, I mean, it's just stupid. Like, I always tell atheists, like, they try to be so edgy and new with this stuff, and I call them out on it too. I said, look, I could have stayed in a cave and read nothing but Marxist literature and some literature from Ingersoll, and he was called the Big Agnostic or something back then.
oh yeah,
I could have pretty much just done nothing but sat in a cave for about 5 years reading nothing but Marxist and Ingersoll literature, and I would pretty much know all their arguments to a T and their rhetoric.
Well, here's one thing I will say. Marxian rhetoric on religion is actually much more coherent than much of the new atheist writings on religion. But that's neither here or there. I just don't get why Max is doing this shit. Like, seriously, I mean, he's done a lot of shit that borderlines and even goes across the border. But this is like beyond.
His excuse was that he got drunk and fucked up.
Well, why would you?
I mean, but that's even worse because when you're drunk,
that's actually
you can't
worse.
lie. Because when you're drunk, you don't lie because you don't have the mental capacity.
That's true. They say that alcohol is the true serum.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's because literally it takes mental capacities to lie, because it takes more mental capacity to lie than it does to tell the truth. Because if you lie, you have to both remember the lie and the truth, what the truth is. Well, when you're just telling the truth, you just have to remember one thing.
Exactly.
Right.
So the fact that he was drunk, that means he was just like, that was just going over what he really did feel at the time.
Yeah, but I mean,
and besides, even if we do grant that he was drunk and stuff, that's not really much of a better thing, because why would you go on social media when you're drunk.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, I know people were like total drunkards, and
Well, TJ Kirk
they're
does it.
not
But,
even able to get online to do that kind of bullshit.
like TJ Kirk does it, but still.
I mean,
Yeah, but
that's not good
Kirk-
company.
Yeah, but TJ Kirk, he's known for that kind of shit. Shoving a banana up his ass. But
That
But,
poor banana.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't even believe his I don't even believe that what he's saying about he was drunk at the time, because you look at it, it's like properly spelled. The grammar is perfect and
Well, I mean,
capitalized thought.
he spells better when he's drunk than when he's sober.
Really? Is that possible?
Pretty much.
Some people
I don't
drive
know.
better when they're high.
Some people
Yeah,
have
I
sex
wouldn't-
better when they're drunk. So, I mean, hell, if
Yeah,
half of us in this
driving's
room
not
probably
really.
half of us in this room probably wouldn't even be here if our parents didn't get drunk at least once.
Eh,
I mean, my
I'm
parents
always
were in the
told it.
Navy.
Yeah.
What our Romanian friend said. Well, look on the bright side. Half kids are made by I'm misquoting him, but he said something along those lines. Babies are made when some people are drunk.
That's how you get
Yeah, that's
idiocracy.
true.
Have you
Romania
ever
has
been like?
that.
Yeah, it's just stupid shit like what Max is doing, and I had to defend Shannon. Like, I have to know that I have to always keep doing that whenever Max talks because he really goes over the line. He doesn't
Yeah.
really know when to drop a matter.
Yeah, it was like when we got the issue settled with like when he thought that the people from the non sequitur community were they were the ones that reported his YouTube channel and got it suspended, and then that whole issue, we had gotten that sorted out, and then he continued to do bullshit after.
I know
Oh,
he
and
went on. I know he went on Modern Day Debate, and he debated Jim Majors of Atheist Republic,
I heard about that. Yeah.
and he had Deflating Atheist, and Deflating Atheist was probably the best one in there because Max and Jim were pretty much incoherent because they were just yelling at each other.
Well, hey, at least Deflated is on our side, but
Atheist Republic is vile, but Jim is a nice guy as a person.
yeah, and I just don't understand. I mean, I understand. I mean, I myself am really scarred from like the aggressive atheism of the 20, like I remember when I first got online was like 2012 and 2015 was when I got involved with the whole atheism versus religion debates, and I remember a lot of the abrasive atheists, but this is no excuse.
Right, and that's what kind of got me into red pill religion. Is like, I felt like there was a calling that like I needed to help defend my religion, which is being persecuted by these people. But I don't think getting down to their level is going to help anything at all. It's just going to make us look bad.
Right, exactly. I mean, and especially I remember like when what's his face Cult of Dusty was really popular, and he made videos about like if you're a black Christian you're an Uncle Tom and that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I still hate him for it.
He also said Christianity was the largest terrorist organization.
Oh yeah, that was I remember that too.
Oh yeah,
He also said that. He also said atheists were the new words.
Yeah, that was even stupid.
That's one of Atheist Republic's posts like that they did one post where they did a photo comparing black slaves 300 years ago and saying 300 years later picture of black churchgoers singing in a choir.
That's even like worse.
Yeah, now see that as my opinion as a black Christian, that is what really offends me. Not this made up.
Posting pictures of dead babies and cancer-ridden kids and stuff like that. Like, we get it. There's bad shit in the world. You don't need to rub it in everybody's faces.
Well, I mean, what's funny is like they keep starving children and stuff. I said, you do realize that the biggest reason why they're starving kids is because there's corrupt governments.
I was gonna
Which
say,
is
I mean,
understandable.
compare Zimbabwe in the 1980s into Zimbabwe post Mugabe.
We've
If anything,
we've virtually eliminated the scarcity problem. You know, the only real reason why people are starving really nowadays is because there's corrupt government that are keeping the food away.
Yeah, like in North Korea and whatnot. But keeping to the subject, I mean,
Yeah, like Dean can't debate worth a shit. He just can't.
Yeah,
He's good at responses videos, but debates he just
well, and
he
some of
can't.
his interviews are interesting too. I mean,
Yeah,
I think
I'm
he
like,
should stick with interviews.
yeah, but debating is just like I suck at debates because I never really tried, but even I could have done better than that.
Well, that and you're a
oh
loon
yeah,
as
I'm with
well.
you right there.
That and what?
No,
I say
we'll
I'm-
say you're also not that smart either.
And don't forget, in History Net, you're also a white supremacist.
Yeah, a racist white supremacist.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
who just happens to date a black woman.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hey, work for Thomas Jefferson. Come on, brass.
oh well, yeah, true. I mean, well, Thomas Jefferson is the one that coined the phrase "once you go black, you never go back."
Really? Wow.
Anyway,
Good
Holy Kool-Aid just snapshot, just screenshot Dean's tweets. This is Dean saying, we understand just fine. Atheists routinely murder in the name of atheism. The question, therefore, is, what should we, the non-atheist majority, do about atheists in our midst? We do talk about it a lot these days. Just curious for your input. And yeah, you win. We're not a religion of peace. So why shouldn't we murder you and your friends? Just curious. Highlighting
Wait,
it.
was
Reb,
he being satirical or?
no, I don't know. He just said it like that. He was probably being satirical, but you know how they're not going to take it like that. So Holy Kool-Aid
Right.
says,
Yeah, I mean,
holy fuck, in addition to calling atheists like Shannon Nazis, Dean Esme just tweeted this. I'm glad Twitter just suspended his act. He's literally encouraging violence against a peaceful minority. This is just one of many of his similar tweets. He has a following. Anti-theists are peaceful.
Oh my god! Hey, I also got
God.
a break. Want it?
This is what you're doing, Max. I mean, come on.
How can a lack of something be a minority? I mean, technically, a majority of atheists. I mean, a majority of YouTube videos are non-stamp collecting.
That's true.
And I mean, and actually, Jim Majors had put it like, "Oh, it's National Atheist Day," and he said, "What are you gonna do for at National Atheist Day?" And I tweeted him back, and I said, "Try to promote non-stamp collector day. It's just as valid."
See, that's and that's funny because I remember it was like, what was it? The atheists were saying, being a militant atheist is like being a militant non-stamped collector, and that's a good way to throw it back in their face.
But what this is the thing I like about him. I like about Jim that he admits atheism is a religion. He admits it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that could happen.
Yeah,
I mean, in France they have
I
the whole reason, but
I mean, I don't even say atheism is a religion myself. I just say it like this. I say atheism isn't a religion, but I know atheists that act more religious than some of the religious people I know.
see, and that's a good way. I mean, come on, Max. You can learn a lot from us because we're actually putting our minds together into somewhat coherent and quasi-intelligent arguments. Even right now, as we're shit posting on this live stream.
Well, yeah, I mean, I go back and forth with Shannon. I've talked to her when I feel like she misrepresents something. I go after everybody on Twitter. Everyone knows that. I actually got Buckley so mad at me that he actually muted me.
That's funny.
you do.
He was debating Philosophy Tiger on not Calvinism, Protestantism and Catholicism about the perpetual virginity of Mary. And I basically every other second was just posting like another like joke at him, and eventually he just muted me. It was just like funny as hell. I remember like one time, Philosophy Tiger just posted like a picture like of a book, and he and oh yeah, and Buckley said, "What does that even prove?" And I said that Tiger's copy and paste system works.
Yeah, he's
Whereas you're a
considered
dickhead.
also. Even Tiger had enough of Dean.
Oh yeah, and Tiger's pretty vicious. Tiger got suspended as
Yeah.
well.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
yeah, I noticed that.
was he involved in this controversy?
Oh
No, it
no.
was something else. He was. We'll talk about it off stream. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
not. It's not good.
I don't know. What do you guys think we should do about Dean? I mean,
We've been through this numerous times and covered his ass numerous times. And we're just tired of doing it because we get heat for it anyway.
Yeah.
well,
And,
yeah. I mean,
I believe Anos the Frog had said you got booted because you called him out in HistoryNet.
I got booted from the Red Pill Discord.
I don't know. That's what Anos the Frog said on Twitter, that you got booted, and it's pretty much just Andrew and Max running the show. I don't know. I haven't been on. I've distanced myself from the Discord server, so
I
that's
see.
why I'm not on there.
I don't know. I'm still able to.
well, I'm on it, but I'm not really engaging with and other people on there because they're better. But I don't know. I'm to the point I can't really deal with Dean. I mean, there was a while back, a few weeks ago, when he was going to do the debate with that Atheist Republic guy, and because I know a lot about Buddhism under the repression of Buddhism under communist and atheist states. He was like really nagging me to get all my sources, and I'm like telling him to be patient because I just got back in school and I have to focus on U.S. history, and it's a lot of, and then I was having issues with my internet and then my computer, and he's like, oh, so you want to avoid me, and I'm like, oh, come on, man, like give me a fucking break here, because I'm like, I have a bunch of shit to deal with, and you can't hunt for these sources by yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of videos myself and going over some things and clearing up misconceptions. I actually recently downloaded an 8-hour lecture by Thomas Madden about the Inquisition. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
So, and I plan on one day doing a video series on that.
and I don't see how Max can't just, like, I even told Max, like, could you do this, couldn't you do this research by yourself, because you have Google and you could just type in persecution of Buddhism under communism, under the Khmer Rouge or in Tibet or whatever, but he just
he's old and you can't figure this stuff out.
Come on, I mean, I know people who are like 65 years old who could, function Google.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just stupid stuff, man. I just think that he crossed the line when he went after Shannon's ability to be a mother, because that's just too far. Even Shannon didn't go far and say something about Max's kids or Max himself as a father.
Right, and that was the whole issue with I know that was a huge issue that sparked the controversy between Max and Godless Engineer. It's like because he didn't like the fact that he felt that Godless Engineer was going after his children, and I'm thinking like, okay, if you don't like that, why the fuck are you going after Shannon as a mother and attacking her children in a sense?
Yeah, it's just stupid nonsense. You just don't do that. That's just crossing so many lines that's not even funny.
Right.
I just said I'm just really done with it for at least a while, because this is just like, I'm sick and tired of having to cover for him, for one, and two, having to take heat from loons on Twitter because of being associated with him.
Same here, and like this is why I've distanced. I can't speak. This is why I've sort of distanced myself from him on Twitter. Even long before. That's why you didn't see me retweet Red Pill Religion a whole lot, because I'm trying to focus on my own shit. I mean, I don't want my. The thing of it is, I don't want me or my sources to be tainted by him at this point.
Yeah, pretty much is like that's just his thing. Is he's just very aggressive, and he just goes completely across the line, and it's just like, Engine and me, we've taken up for him multiple times, and we've tried to reason with him, and he does not want to listen.
Yeah, and every time we do try to get through to him, and we think we settled the issue with him, like say between him and the secular community, he's not even a week later, he's going right back to it, unprovoked.
And he needed insight criticism, which is what I was for. And he says after all that, he says that I have nothing constructive to offer.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I mean, you don't, but that's besides the point. That's so.
We have to pretend he does.
That's something that you think about, but you just don't actually say it because that's just rude.
Right.
I don't really talk all that much.
Well, and I've told Max this 100 times. I mean, if you really don't like these people, don't even engage with them. I mean, like I said, just stick to what you do, which is, I think, what he does best is, the interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried, and I got sort of peeved at him because I was trying to get him to go to do an interview with an atheist Republican, which I thought would have many benefits because, for one,
they're more friendly to religion.
Yeah, because she's friendly to religion. In fact, she goes after the Freedom from Religion Foundation so many times, and she calls out atheists in America so much. And also, I just figured it was a difference because mainly all atheists in America are liberal Democrats.
Yeah, like not even like just liberal Democrats. Like some of them are even like far leftists, like socialists and whatnot.
So I mean, yeah, it's just like I just felt it would be different, and Max just kept saying, "Well, what would be interesting about talking to her?"
Yeah. And another thing, going back to the whole interview thing.
Politics.
Yeah, exactly.
She knows American politics, and she knows because she America. She just moved to Sweden.
Oh wow. Yeah, and the thing of it is too, every time he's doing this same continuous cycle of bullshit, going after, engaging in an unprovoked war with the secular community, he's making it to where people don't want to be interviewed by him. I don't think now if Borden Painter was to do another interview with him, he would take it up after learning all the bullshit that he's engaging in the past year.
And I tried to get Digital Hammurabi to have an interview with him, but he and his wife declined due to his reputation.
Yeah, and you also mentioned that Tim O'Neill didn't want to do it either.
Yeah. His words were, I quote, his channel is pure shit, unquote.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's getting too toxic. I mean, this is why I think it's a good thing that we kind of move on, so we can get these people. We can interview like Tim O'Neill or whatnot.
I recently actually had to have some discussions inside my head about whether or not I really do want to get into the psychology or into the mental health counseling positions because of the leftist liberal ideology that's being infected into the American Psychological Association. Because now they recognize toxic masculinity.
Yeah, I heard about that. They consider traditional masculinity to be inherently harmful.
I said, this is the lowest level of, like, men nowadays, this is statistically true, have less testosterone in them than ever before.
Right.
They're completely...
That's what's affecting.
And they also...
Yeah.
And they also, another thing is, like, this is the one generation where pretty much a boy cannot even get a man figure in their life because they're most likely, they're to a single mother. All their teachers in school are females. And a lot of their bosses are females as well, so they never get a single male figure in their life.
No, I grew up without my father. I mean, it sucked.
Oh, everyone does.
Oh yeah, and I want to say like that's why I'm really thankful that my mother had the foresight to have my grandfather nearby as like kind of a second father figure because of issues I'm not going to go into here.
Yeah, but I mean, just like that's what happens in this stuff, and I'm just saying that's why I had to rethink of it because I said, you know, I want to do it because mainly I like helping people. I like the idea of giving back to my community, and I have expertise when it comes to mental health, so I figured it'd be a good thing. But you know, I just think about especially now that they want to enforce like socialist practices into the medical facilities. I'm like, do I really want to have to deal with the government and these leftist ideologues all day long?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, those people are making me more and more onto Uncle Anarchism side at this point.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, Max has just gone too much, even for someone like me. I've dealt with a lot of bullshit in my life, but come on.
Yeah, you and I were both getting dogpiled on like when we started this whole thing back in
And not in a good way.
no, not in a good way. On the Friendly Atheist blog. Those atheists are anything but friendly.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
And
no.
he's a hard. He's a. You know
figured
that
out?
shitty. You know what that shitty guy tried to do?
What?
He tried to say that a private school that had basically they rejected this black kid at this private Christian school, and he tried to say that that was due to racism when really the issue was is that his dreads was against the haircut policy in the private school.
Oh yeah, I've
It had
heard
no,
about that.
it had nothing to do with his color.
And
Of
they
his
also
skin.
exploited these parents burying their kid alive under the snow because he couldn't memorize 13 Bible verses. They
Oh yeah,
didn't
didn't
even
that turn out to be fake?
they didn't even get into the context of the whole situation.
Right, and those people are the ones that upset me the most. Like they're like, look at this kid.
I'm
These
pretty
Christians
sure.
are bad. But,
I'm pretty sure that
like,
the Amazing Atheist also jumped on the whole Covington Catholic non-scandal.
Of course.
oh, of course he did.
That douchebag never ceases an opportunity to jump on something that makes religion look the slightest bit bad.
Yeah, but
Well,
you
I
know
mean,
what I
You know,
figured?
yeah. Another funny thing is like,
he's
have
still
you ever
human
noticed that
people.
atheists
Hold
are
on,
all
hold
of a
on, one at a
sudden?
time.
All right.
Go
I
ahead,
was
Brass.
just gonna say.
I'm gonna let
I
Youngblood
was
go.
saying. I mean, have you ever noticed that the atheist community, like, they're remotely silent on the fact, the whole 300 Western Baptist priests were caught diddling boys or diddling kids? Completely silent. Odd. It seems like they only do that with the Catholics. Huh.
Because it's a stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I actually did one funny joke though. I'm kind of bad because I do perpetuate that funny stereotype as well.
Well,
Because
when you see that kind of shit, what can you do?
well, I mean, what happened was is like this one guy said, you know, he was talking about the Holy Spirit and the Father, and I said I was once filled with the Father once. Bad Catholic upbringing.
Oh my god.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
good
it
God.
wouldn't make any sense because I didn't have a Catholic upbringing anyway. Although I did participate in the Eucharist once.
Interesting. Did I tell you guys that last year in my I took a religion course for as an extra credit in my college, and
It tasted like 2,000. It tasted like 2,000-year-old Jew.
oh my god. But anyway, as I was saying, I went to an Eastern Orthodox church, and it was like I had to do this religious ritual initiation presentation, and it was pretty awesome to examine the
Did you have
Eastern
to
Orthodox faith.
sacrifice a goat to your Lord?
That's a satanic mass.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much what they do in Catholic. Isn't that how a Catholic mass goes anyway? They just stand over an altar. They worship the Pope, and then they worship their idols and kiss them, and then they sacrifice a goat to Pope Francis.
According to the Protestants.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, I do sometimes just get on the debates between Protestants and Catholics because they can be quite funny.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, and I will say I do.
Because sometimes they'll fight over the most stupidest issues known to man.
Yeah, but I think the Protestants are worse than the Catholics.
Oh yeah, completely. Like historically speaking, like literalism is really a Protestant thing.
Yeah, I want to get you know those like Chad versus Virgin things. I want someone to like make one of those, but like have a comparison between John Chow, who was that idiot who got killed in the North Sentinel Island, and say him as the Virgin, and then the Chad as Saint Herman of Alaska, who protected the Native Alaskans from the brutalities of the Russia-America company, and how he was able to be an awesome proselytizer to the Native Alaskans without being an asshole. So I want to get like a Chad versus Virgin of that.
Well, I mean, you have to really understand like this. He was trying to get. Oh yeah, wait, no, I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah, the guy was trying to have the Indians know Jesus. The Indians told him that the Indians made him find Jesus. Oh wait, no wait, I remember what it was. The guy wanted them to find Jesus, and it turns out that they wanted to help him find Jesus too.
They sent him back.
Oh, Brass, I think you'll like this reference. Answerologist in the chat says, "I'm just used to seeing Max in the manner of a wrestling heel."
Pretty much. That is like he's like a Paul Heyman kind of guy where he just completely just goes off the rail.
Yeah, and like Bret Hart following the Montreal screw job.
Yeah,
but
I just think that would be cool to have as the Virgin John Chow, who was an evangelical, versus the Chad Eastern Orthodox Saint Herman of Alaska, who defended the Native Alaskans.
Oh, and you know what? People keep getting on that about how the guy that did the whole got killed by the North Sentinels. They said that he was a missionary, but in reality, no, he was he was a part of a missionary group.
Ministry.
He went on, he went unauthorized there. No one told him to go there.
Yeah, but now his dad's an avowed atheist and using that Marxist religion's opiate of the masses shtick.
That's lovely.
Yeah, this is why I don't like the evangelical branch.
Well, I mean, if anything, they're showing why natural selection is a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like similar to those two girls who went backpacking in Morocco and were killed, or that brass, or that one couple who went to, I think, was it Tajikistan and got killed by ISIS. Even though they were trying to prove that there's no evil in the world.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Well, I mean,
this is a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, have you ever noticed, know it's declining in sale in Saudi Arabia?
What?
Hats.
Cat?
Hats. But no, it's increasing in sale in Saudi Arabia.
What?
Machetes.
Of course.
But here's another funny thing. People always say that Saudi Arabia is a theocracy when technically they're a monarchy with Islam established as a state religion.
Yeah, but to a lot of abrasive atheists, there's no difference between that. I mean, I hear a lot of them say that England and
because technically Britain would then be a theocracy as well because it's technically a constitutional monarchy with Christianity as the.
I was going to say the Anglican Church is the state church there.
Yeah, so I mean, is that a theocracy? I mean, even though religion's in the decline there, well, at least until the Muslims take over.
until the UK becomes great Greater Pakistan.
New Pakistan.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. But
Yeah, you've seen the situation's just gotten worse ever since he had a Scholar Fiction on the show. Then he's been poking him since then, and then they had their debate, and it went downhill from there.
well, Max, all I can say is don't fucking, if you can't handle the fire, get out of the kitchen, or the heat. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the fucking kitchen.
And whatever you do, just stop going. Do not go on. I find it funny that I have to tell someone this because he's twice my age. But do not go on social media when you are drunk. That is never a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I'm fucking 25 years old. How old are you, Brass? If you don't mind.
I'm 23.
See, and I know History Net's around the same age, and so is Youngblood. I bet.
I'm south of
I'm
40,
actually-
north of 20.
There, it doesn't matter. My point still stands. But yeah, I mean, if we're all of us who are younger, far younger than him, can understand this, there's no fucking reason he can't.
And to
Yeah,
not lunge after the people who mean well, like Digital Hammurabi, calling him a pseudo scholar and all that. He's legit, whatever you may say about him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
And he's really nice guy.
Yeah, and especially Shannon. Like I like Shannon. Shannon's always treated me with. I mean, of course I disagree with her on the atheism and the anti-theism stuff. But outside of that disagreement, we still are get along perfectly well on Twitter.
Even though she accidentally, I vaguely remember one time she accidentally called you a low integrity asshole because of something.
Well, I am a low integrity asshole. I've never denied that.
I mean, what was that over? What made her say that?
That was probably over some like that whole debacle where I called her like a MILF or something.
Well, she is a MILF.
But I mean, that's I think what it was. Like I said that. I mean, here's the thing: I never got why being called a MILF would be considered an insult. Because really, what is a MILF exactly? It's a attractive woman that happens to be of childbearing age.
Yeah,
Really,
a mother I
how
like
is
to
that
fuck.
insult? How is that an insult? I mean, if someone called me like a DILF, like a dad that they would like to fuck, I mean, like I would take that as a compliment, not an insult.
Till.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you on that. Not the Delph thing, but yeah, I don't feel to see how MILF is a bad thing.
Yeah, Sabine. I mean, but I apologize for that. I mean, I didn't mean for it to be an insult. Really, I was just fucking around with people on Discord. But I said, you know what? Maybe I was just stupid, and I said something I shouldn't have really said, and I apologized for it. But Max is just like he'll apologize and then go back to doing what he did wrong a week later.
Then there was a quarter of an apology, like you're no better than a Nazi and part of a hateful cult, but I shouldn't have called you a slut.
Well, yeah, he didn't take back what he said about her children either. Well, I mean, not about her children exactly, but about her ability as a mother.
What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, it's just like, why? I mean, it's like that's really hitting below the belt.
Yeah, especially when you complain about Godless Engineer doing that to you.
Well, I mean, I always say what was funny is that Godless Engineer got into a debate with not a flat earther. He's not a flat earther. He calls himself a globe skeptic.
Oh my god.
Where he doesn't say that the earth is flat exactly. He just says that he thinks that the flat earth people have some good ideas, and that the people that do the whole globe thing are use bad arguments. He never says actually that the earth is actually flat, but still
You're roboting.
engineer, and I posted on
I was gonna say I didn't know if that was me or him. Hey, Brash, you're
Brash.
roboting.
Press mute and hit it again.
Oh, poor Brass.
Oh.
But yeah, and I really do pray whatever's ailing him, it stops. Like, because I do consider him a friend. This attitude does have to stop, though, and I really hope it does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against Max as a person. I have nothing against him. Like I said, just, calm down, pull up a joint, and, just relax. Do your interviews. That's what you're best at. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have a vape, relax, man.
yeah. Good God. And
Wasn't even Saigar had enough.
oh, Saigar, the apologist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do you say about Dean?
Let's see. He said, by the way, I'm furious at Max about his comments to Shannon. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I think he just killed Red Pill religion, at least for me. Great way to turn people away from Christ. I am done. Just saying.
Yeah.
And there are some other tweets he said, let me gather them.
See, Max, you're making it so much more harder for people like me who want to educate. Because I do study a lot about religious repression in like the USSR and France and China. I do a lot of it, and because it is even in China today, it's still a contemporary issue. And people like you are just making it so much more harder. And even to discuss the Nazis is getting harder because you keep comparing every fucking skeptic you don't like to the Nazis, and
Yeah, and I really don't like it when the other side does it. I'm damn sure not gonna like it when my side does it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and Brass left. I see. Well, maybe he'll come back in. But where I was getting with that is that yeah, it's getting harder for like me to discuss the Nazis, the religious policy in Nazi Germany with these people because they think Max is he's comparing us to the Nazis and the Catholic Church collaborate with the Nazis and
Encouraging violence against a peaceful minority.
yeah, and congratulations, you're playing into this fucking stupid side you keep. I'm kind of wondering, and this was a huge issue I know he had with RC apologists. I wonder if he isn't actually an atheist, Dean Esme. I know this is getting really tinfoil-y, but
Don't go to tinfoil. But here's another one from Steigart in reference to this. Christians can oppose or support evolution. They can hold differing political and social views. What they cannot do is be hateful, demeaning, and vicious towards others. Epithets like slut, whore, revolting excuse for a mother must not come from a Christian. Jesus weeps.
I agree. I mean, and here's the thing: I've had anger spouts myself, but I keep them to myself.
And another one. This crosses my in response to his tweet. He said, "This crosses my line. I haven't had much to do with Dean for a long time, but now I'm completely done. This is outrageous, anti-Christian, simply bad behavior with no excuse. Goodbye, Max/Dean. I think you owe a deep apology to Shannon and all women. Disgusting."
And that's another thing too that you bring up too. He's not only is he making us look bad and religion look bad and Christianity and Catholicism look bad. He's also making like the men's human rights community look really awful too, because one of the stereotypes they have is that they're misogynists who neckbeard misogynists who hate women, and then he's spouting that kind of bullshit, and that's only confirming their bias. I mean, I'm no MRA, but I see where that's not that's counterproductive.
Right, exactly, and I'm gonna say this from a caring standpoint. He does need to find something with the anger, because I'm not gonna lie, my job is stressful. I have anxiety. It's caused me to have bouts of anger where I've almost gotten fired. So he
Yeah.
really does need to find something because that's like one of the most important things you gotta manage.
Get by in the workforce, like
I work in
fire
retail.
your ass, so it's be funny.
Yeah, but my manager's understanding, so he just told me to find something, which I did.
I don't know. I think I just wish there was someone else who could like operate the RPR, but then again, it's I mean, what would he do?
Well, yeah, I mean, man, young blood, you found vaping,
Yeah.
and that's what did it. I always recommend recreational drug use to calm anger. Doesn't really matter what it is. Just just do it recreationally. It'll work. I guarantee it.
Are you offering me something?
Not yet. But yeah. Oh yeah, they're trying to legalize magic mushrooms.
That does not surprise me.
Magic mushrooms.
I
Well,
hope they do.
according to Jordan Peterson, who anti-theists really hate because he threatens them, that mushrooms are proof for spiritual experiences or proof for God because of spiritual experiences from them or something.
That's what Charles Manson believed. Oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna go with Peterson's because Manson wants to start a race war by killing celebrities, so I'm not gonna listen to him.
Here's the thing. Manson wasn't even a Christian or nothing. He was like a pantheist.
Yeah, he was like some weird part of some weird cult that kind of combined all the major religions. Combined
Well, I
like
mean,
Christianity.
because they asked him, do you believe in God? And he said, oh, I believe in myself.
Really? So he might have been like Jim Jones.
Yeah, Jim Jones also said, I quote, "There's no God, there's no heaven up there. We need to make it here and now. You want me to be your Christ? I'll be your Christ. You want me to be your God? I'll be your God." Unquote.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in the FBI files too, I know.
Yeah.
I just want that to be known that that's the man who said that is the one atheists try to claim as like Christians trying to be all bad.
No, he became communist, then he became atheist. No, he became communist, then became atheist, then became murderous.
Oh, so next time I see that meme, I'm going to show someone, well, you don't get your facts right. That shows your side's bad.
Yeah.
He was more foremost a loon.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
All these
And
cult
who
leaders were ruins.
And who ruins perfectly good Kool-Aid?
And that's where the Holy Kool-Aid got his name from.
Yeah.
Fun fact that actually wasn't Kool-Aid, it was actually Flavor Aid they took.
Oh, that's right.
So even better.
Yeah, they just
So he
went
should
along
be,
with it.
Holy Kool-Aid should actually rename himself Holy Flavor Aid.
Holy Gatorade.
But yeah.
Well, people just gotta stop drinking that haterade.
There
Right.
you go. Yeah, Max, you gotta stop drinking the haterade.
Haterade.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we did leave some good points there. I might be a little tired because I got back from Busch Gardens.
Nice.
Busch Gardens.
So yeah, I'm a bit tired from that. I need to eat something, but yeah, just like I said, I think we did a good job going over everything.
Okay, so should we end it here?
Sure, why not?
Okay, sweet. Yeah, so Shannon or anyone from, even though I've had some, major disagreements with like the non sequitur community, and they've, I'm sure they're not a big fan of me, due to my association with RPR, but Shannon and all of them, if you're listening, please let us know that we are like condemning Max's behavior, and trying to disassociate myself with him. So, and I think everyone here is trying to. So, yeah, I mean, I think we
Yeah,
should
but-
share this video with her. What were you
Yeah,
saying?
I don't like what I don't like what she advocates, but she's always been fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, share this video with her, everyone, and we'll call it done, or we'll call it quits for now. This has been another edition of the Russian Bot Podcast, and I would like to say, Dos Vidania, comrades. Until next time, when I hack your filthy American election, Dos Vidania again.